Hello. All right, we're taking a look at McGraw-Hill's World History textbook, ebook. So this is about as good, slightly worse, I would say, than the Savas one, which Pearson and McGraw-Hill, aka Savas and McGraw-Hill, are the two biggest ebook books out in the space. And I will say the pros of the McGraw-Hill one is it is just sleek. It is very nice looking. I think the graphics are great. I think everything flows really nice. You really can't beat this presentation. Savas is ugly in comparison, and ours is ugly in comparison. They got a lot of these things where you type your responses and they save it, and you can come back and take a look at what you've done. I think the loading times of the scripts can be a little bit annoying, but all in all, it's pretty good. The pages are really long. They also don't timestamp this, and you can't re-answer the questions, which huge design flaw. Pretty sad. They do the same type of thing that Savas does with these glossary words. I think that they're less than practical. But yeah, pretty sad that you can't edit these saved things, but it's still a big improvement over Sertel's. Now, you'll notice that there aren't any videos, and that's true for the most part. They have some tiny videos, and I'll show you in a second. I found a couple. I've been scrolling through for a while. Here we go. So this is an example of a video. There's no anything. It just kind of shows you the space. You can click on these and get the blow ups. Very nice. I really think it is just a very attractive looking book. A lot of questions. A lot of timelines. Not as interactive as Savas. Oh, also they have the read aloud. It's even worse than Savas's.
01. Pages 130 and 131.
One other thing that I really like is the text chain size like this. Now, Sertel has this ability, but it's really I kind of like the slider a bit, but it's really not any more impressive than ours, other than the fact that I just think their layout is a bit more attractive. You can do quick highlighting, add note, all that good stuff. Lots of different abilities here. I don't think you can actually highlight them like this. So a little bit worse than Savas. As I said, Savas really the benchmark. Really the one we're competing with. McGraw-Hill does a good job though. The book has no real flaws. I don't like that they're broken down in topics like this. Kind of annoying. Yeah, highlights. Got some quick scrolling ability. Like I highlighted this so that I could get back to it and see it. But that's about it for the ebook side of things. Now, unlike Savas, you don't get a super gross LMS. This LMS a lot better. Makes way more sense intuitively. But the extra assignments and really supplemental material is just not here very well. And I would also so I went through all of these, and they're all weak. Like Living Library kind of gets exciting, but when you pop it open, I mean, this is what you get. Great new interactive chart. I mean, they're not really any more. They're not any more advanced, I would say, than I don't know, Savas or us. I don't think. I think when they say interactive, it's a little weird. Anyways, here's another thing I want to show you. If you click here, it'll take you to a new tab. I already opened it because I've already been looking through it. They have some pretty liberal takes, I would say, on current events. This whole thing is on Women's History Month, equal pay for U.S. women's soccer. They don't really make the most obvious case about why the women's soccer team is paid less, and that is because they don't make as much money as the men's team. So, if you're not bringing in as much revenue, you're not gonna get as much. I think that's kind of weak. And then the dig deeper. I mean, this is really what the dig deeper is. The owners of the Kansas City Currents, a professional women's soccer team in the U.S., announced they will build the first stadium specifically for women's soccer. Use internet resources to learn more about this plan. I don't know really what this has to do with anything. Where will the stadium be? How much will it build to cost? How many spectators receive? Most importantly, why is this stadium an important step for women's soccer and women's sports in general? I mean, that implies that we care about women's soccer, and I don't. So, and I bet you a lot of people don't. And yeah, a lot of these are pretty weak bell ringers, I would say. And you'll notice they don't have videos or like, are you getting it questions or anything like Sertel's. So that's pretty embarrassing. Way worse than Savas's. So all in all, I'll say this about McGraw-Hill. Looks the nicest, best graphics, lot of question responses, like even more than Savas's. But it's weaker than Savas overall because there's just not the supplemental material there, and nearly the way. I mean, I appreciate the LMS being easier to navigate, but there's really no point in navigating the LMS, and there's barely anything here for anyone to use. So compared to Sertel, if we could get a reader, a voice to read our book out loud, and if we could really upgrade our responses and our notes, that would, I think, carry us to being just as good as McGraw-Hill, minus some of the reading strategy. I also think that these books are pretty bloated. A lot of load times, can be kind of hard to find stuff. It's a longer book than ours as well. So yeah, that would be McGraw-Hill.